But first, we begin this morning with the dangerous and deadly heat gripping nearly more than half the nation. Tens of millions are set to broil in record-setting high temperatures this weekend, with heat advisories or warnings in effect from the Midwest to much of the East Coast. That, coupled with high humidity, and the heat index will exceed 100 degrees here in New York, as well as other major cities. The heat wave is already blamed for at least 6 deaths.
The extreme weather is testing power companies as they work to keep air conditioners and mass transit systems working. Last night in New York, tens of thousands of subway riders were left trapped on sweltering platforms after a computer system failure. It is unclear if the weather was to blame, but it was just part of the city that was affected. The New York Triathlon has been canceled, as have countless outdoor music festivals and parties. Now to another major city. Natalie Brand has more from a hot and steamy Washington this morning. Natalie, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Jeff and Michelle. Well, one reason why city leaders across the East Coast are so worried about this heat wave is hitting during the weekend. People want to be outdoors enjoying their Saturday. Visitors to D.C. will be out and about taking in the history of this city. But the message to stress this morning, take this heat seriously. In the nation's capital, the heat is usually inside the chambers of Congress. This weekend, it's outside. So hot, the mayor of D.C. activated a heat emergency plan. Dr. Chris Rodriguez is the district's director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency. He says officials will be monitoring the dangerous temperatures from this emergency operations center.
This is going to be one of the most severe heat events that we've had in the last several years. And so, again, we are watching for the effects of heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
More than 150 million people are expected to feel the first major heat wave of the year, which has the potential to break daily records. While Midwestern cities like Milwaukee and Chicago will be affected, the East Coast is expected to take the brunt of it.
The message I want to keep getting across to all New Yorkers is take this weather seriously.
Temperatures are expected to range from the mid-90s to the triple digits, with the heat index making it feel as hot as 100 to 115 degrees.
You go out and you feel like you're hitting a wall of heat, and you feel like you're in an oven the whole time. So, yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I feel overwhelmed from the heat. It's unbearable, really.
Not only uncomfortable, but potentially life-threatening, with at least 6 deaths already reported, including 32-year-old former New York Giants lineman Mitch Petrus, who died Thursday of apparent heat stroke. Experts warn that the heat can really be a silent killer. Doctors urging you to watch out for those symptoms of heat illness. They include, of course, headache, dizziness, muscle cramping, nausea, and another important sign to look for, a lack of sweating. Elaine?
All right, Natalie, good information. Thank you. For more on the extreme heat, let's turn to meteorologist Jeff Baradelli. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Elaine, and good morning, everybody. This is a huge heat wave covering about 150+ million people across the eastern 2/3 of the country. We may break 24 records. They're in jeopardy as we head through the weekend. It's not just the heat, it's definitely the humidity this time. Humidity is surging to the north across the Great Lakes and into the northeast around this area of high pressure, combining with hot temperatures near 100 for feels-like temperatures between 100 and 115 degrees. This is the way it looks during the day today. St. Louis feels like temperature 109. Detroit, 111. Baltimore, 114. And during the day tomorrow, the same. Louisville, 103. 111 in Richmond, 111 in Baltimore. Still hot in St. Louis, 108 degrees. We zoom in on the northeast because this is where we're going to see some of the hottest temperatures today and tomorrow. It's 100 in New York today. Feels like 113. Tomorrow, it feels like 109 in New York. Almost up to 115 is the feels like temperature during the day. But here's the good news. You probably want relief, and it's coming. We're going to see a big flip in the jet stream as we head into early next week, and this is going to feel oh so good as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Ooh, so glad to hear that.
The duration of this, too. Both these days are just going to be awful.
And people really need to take care because I think it can sneak up on people, and hydrating is so important, like Natalie was talking about. Know those signs of heat stress, heat stroke, because it really can save lives.
Check in with neighbors if you need to.
Right.
Watch the kids.
Yeah.
Make sure
Anybody
they're hydrating.
vulnerable, elderly, young children, etc.
Very easy to get dehydrated. Thank you.